ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we have the unboxing of the Banana Hobbies F4U Corsair 12-channel aircraft. Comes with a very nicely done cover over a foam base. If I get my simulator to grab the other side of the cover, we can slide this right off. There we go. Plane comes nicely boxed in a foam bottom. Everything's taped off, compartments, and very well packaged, it looks like. Nice little blocks in here to hold things in place. I already took the tape off of this one. Go ahead and get the fuselage out here and see what it looks like. It's boxed pretty good. We'll go ahead and just take this piece of tape all the way off from top to bottom. Double wrap it all in here to keep everything well packed and avoids damage in shipment. Another piece to hold the fuselage down in, and we'll slide this puppy out of here. Comes nicely wrapped in plastic for protection. Very light fuselage. Of course, we still have to mount the motor and a lot of electrics in it, so it's going to get a little heavier. Tail wheel's already mounted in it, fully retracted, and the tail hook was in there too, which is right here. So we have that already set to go.
And a pilot.
And a pilot's in there as well, yes.
Which was a surprise. Very cool.
We'll set this off to the side here. Because there's no motor in it, it'll sit nicely on its nose at this point. Up in the other top compartment, we have some of the accessories for the plane. Which are the bombs. Somebody walked past it. And the rudder is in here as well. If we can get. They definitely tape this good, because everything is taped into the box, which really prevents it from moving around, which is a good thing, because considering where these are shipped from and then shipped across country at. We have the rudder right here for the plane, and once again the servo is already installed into the rudder. It'll have to be centered up before we go and put anything on, but that's not a problem. Wires come out the bottom.
Nice.
In the lower compartment, we have the stabilizer and elevator. Here again, we're all taped in again. I probably should have gotten a knife and just cut everything out. It would have been faster. They definitely want to make sure you work to get the airplane out to get your full enjoyment of unboxing and flying. Okay, once again, the stabilizer is well packaged, all taped up. It has two servos in the bottom, one for each side, and then the wire coming off here to go inside the fuselage as well. We'll have to put the horns on all these things when we're ready to build it. All nicely hinged, pivot point hinges in it. And it looks like they're all firmly epoxied in place. I would definitely recommend checking them all before you go too far, just to ensure that they are good inside the fuselage. Underneath the stabilizer, as we make more noise of tape, we have the wings, the folding wings. We have an outer panel for each one, and in the outer panels we have part of the mechanism to raise and lower the wing, which is right here. We have the servo for the flaps and a servo for the ailerons. There again, these will all have to be centered up so we have them positioned properly once we start building the plane. We have also the second wing panel. And if you wonder how we get a 63-inch wing into a 64-inch box, this is how it's done. Underneath the two outer panels, we have the center wing section. And yes, this is the first time we're taking it out. That's why we're building the plane. Alright, once we get this out, we have the center wing section. On the bottom you can see the retracts are in place. They're all up. The doors are closed. Flaps are in place here. There's 2 more servos for the flaps. So we have an outer flap servo and an inner flap servo. That's 4 servos just to run the flaps. And on the plane itself, we have some of the electrics which are going to be involved, and also the joiners. The synchronizers to work with the landing gear, and also get the flaps up and down. And that's all plugged in. If it's plugged in correctly, we shouldn't have any problem making it work. Now this kit was bought with the radio in it, and over in this compartment here, well, the radio's in the last box, we'll pull that out in a minute. This compartment here, we have the bombs nicely wrapped up. We'll take them out later. I'm not going to unwrap them right now.
Nicely detailed too.
Yeah, they are very nicely detailed. The spinners on the back.
See the light here. There we go.
Here.
Yep.
Yep.
That's really neat.
And underneath the bombs, this big cowl. Big circular cowl.
Woo! Oh, that's a cow.
But it's on foam. A very nicely done cowl at that too. This is also foam with a plastic finish on the outside of it, which is very interesting. Has the fake dummy engine on the inside, which it looks like we may have to possibly glue some of that in. I'll have to look at the instructions as we get into it. But it's nicely mounted on the inside. Let's put this out of the plastic since we can do it. Oh, yeah, that'll have to be glued in. I just knocked it all the way out. There is the cowl. And there's tabs on the inside here to where that dummy engine is going to go up against. So we'll just have to go ahead and mount that. In the compartment above it, we got some of the parts for it, servos, hardware, various things that'll have to go onto the plane. The prop hub, which is the center right here. Let's see, we got this one here. Definitely a lot of compartments in this box, a lot of stuff to look at. Here's our monster battery, or not some motor, I'm sorry. We'll have to glue all this in place. Nice size motor to run the plane. Nice heavy shaft. Connectors probably could be a little heavier, but they're pretty good connectors it looks like. And if you notice, this also has a thrust mount on it already. So when the motor is pulled up and put in place, it has some right thrust to help counteract torque, which is really good. Next compartment over. Here's our heavy speed control. And we have plenty of glue tubes that come with it. And although we probably won't use this, we'll use the glue that we prefer to use, which is either Gorilla Glue, or we might get some foam safe CA for some of the areas where the Gorilla Glue might be a little heavy. And we have the prop blades. And these blades actually have some nice weight to them. They look to be a carbon fiber design, which will make them rather tough. But they're very nice looking blades, very scale looking, which will give the plane a very good appearance. And this is a 3-bladed version. On the lid of the box they show either a 3 or a 4-blade version. This has a 3 in it. And lastly, we come down to the bottom here, and we have 2 boxes in here. This one is the battery, very heavy and very taped shut, also with some glue on, so I'm not going to worry about trying to open it right now.
That'll be one of the last things we worry about.
Yeah, we really don't need it. And we'll slide the transmitter out. This has the 12-channel transmitter with it. I want to see how nice this looks. On the box it looks like it's a pretty nice transmitter. And it does appear to be nice. It's not a heavy box, which is nice. It's all analog settings on it, even though it's 2.4 gigahertz. All the switches are analog for your retracts, your flaps, all sorts of goodies on there. It does have a dual rate switch on this, which is nice to have. And the servo reversing is on the front down here. So it looks like it's a pretty nice system for 12 channels for 2.4 gigahertz to come with the plane. Also the receiver is a pretty good size receiver with those 12 channels on it. And last but not least, what everybody needs to have is the instruction manual. We definitely want to have that, and we're going to read through this before we go into the plane very much, because we have to make sure we're getting everything the way we want it. But you can see the unboxing stuff there as well in the manual, showing how everything should be, servos and so on. I advise anybody who gets this plane to look at this first before they get started, because this is a pretty complex plane, even though it's fairly complete already. And that completes the unboxing of the F4U.
We'll see you when it gets close to be assembled. Thanks so much for watching.